Welcome to Building with Bit. Let's try that again. Welcome. Next. Much better. My name is Prosecco, and today I'm going to show you exactly how you can build your own working doors in Minecraft. You will need the Little Tiles mod. Links for everything will be down in the description. So just to do some of the more basic stuff in this mod, you're going to need 3 tools to get started. Firstly, the chisel to create blocks, then the hammer to remove them. Pretty simple. And finally, this little blueprint right here is what we're going to use to animate our constructs. To start with, we have 2 basic types of animation, axis and slide. The third door here uses the same type as the first one, but changing the axis of rotation, we can obviously end up with a completely different effect. So let's start with the slide door, since it's the simplest to do. Firstly, we need our door, of course. Pretty simple, but it'll do for this example. Now, you're going to want to get a little blueprint, and using this we can select our door, firstly with a left click in one corner, then a right click in the other. And you should see it pop up in the chat in the bottom left that you've selected the first and second position. Just a little tidbit, this works the same as normal Minecraft commands or world edit selecting, meaning if you select this block here and this one on the opposite corner, you will also select everything in between as well. Now, with the blueprint in hand, press the C key. The C is basically the configure key for all the Little Tiles tools, so don't forget that one, and here we are presented with the first screen. If your door contains normal Minecraft blocks, or perhaps chisel and bits if you've got that installed, this is where you'd select them to have them included in the end construct. Otherwise, by default, you'll only have the Little Tiles blocks selected. In our case, that's exactly what we want, so click on save, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is where the magic happens. On the right, we have our display showing our door. You can click on that and move it around, but to actually turn this into a door, we need to go up here. Now, clicking on this will open a drop-down menu, and there's a few things in here. Most of them are pretty self-explanatory, but the one we're looking for, if we scroll down, is the sliding door. Selecting that will bring you to this interface, and let's just press the play button down here and see what happens. Yeah, so the door's clearly moving upwards, and up here we can see we have a nice big box labeled up, so this is the direction your door is going to move. And if we change that to the north, the door will now move towards the north, and as you can see we can do that for each direction we want to go in. For this example, we just want our door to slide open to the side, so select the right direction, and it's pretty simple. We also want our door to only move one block, so right underneath that direction box there's 3 numbers. These are for distance, or how far your door moves. The one on the left is in blocks. In the middle is scale, which is needed for the one on the right, which represents a tile or a pixel, in whichever scale you've selected. If that sounds complicated, don't worry about it. All we need right now is the left box, and we're just going to want to change that to 1, so the door only moves 1 block distance from where it started. And finally, at the bottom there's a duration slider. This one is also pretty self-explanatory. The longer you set it, the longer it takes for the door to complete its animation. If you wish, you can choose to then name your door. Finally though, click the save button to make sure you keep all of your settings and don't have to do all of this again. And now, as you can see, we have our sliding door. This can be placed down pretty much anywhere, and of course, it functions too. So now we know how to make the sliding door. Let's have a look at the axis door. Now, obviously, to begin with, everything's going to be pretty much the same up until this point right here. Now here, instead of selecting the sliding door option, we're going to select the axis door option instead. And as you can see, our screen is a little bit different this time. The first option you're going to want to change right away is the opening behavior. See where it says direction or fixed right here? Just select fixed. This means that the door will open the same way each time, and it also gives us this handy little box so we can set the rotation in degrees. So right now we're at 90, but if we change that to 360 degrees, obviously the door would do a full spin. Now, because this is an axis door, we need to be able to tell it which axis we want it to rotate on. That's shown by this little white pixel on the left screen, which you can also move about with the arrow keys in the center. Underneath on the left screen, you'll see 3 options: reset view, change view, and flip view. Clicking change view will switch between the X, Y, and Z axis so you can make sure you've gotten your dot perfectly lined up where you want it. But be careful though, because each time you change your view, you will also change on which axis the door rotates. So, after lining it up, always double check that you've got it set in the proper direction. Obviously, there's still duration to change the speed, but if you want to also change whether the door opens outward or inward, you can simply add a minus to the rotation value up here, and your door will open the opposite way. And feel free to play around and get yourself familiar with all the options, and there's some seriously cool stuff you can do with this. Name if you want, but of course don't forget to hit that save button, and now we have our simple access door. There we have it. I hope you all found this helpful, and don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you want to see more little tiles tutorials in the future. I'll be covering plenty of aspects, including stuff like double doors and the multi-block structures you see in my other builds. And of course, I'd love to hear some of your suggestions and ideas for cool things to build as well. So I really hope this helped. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, well, go build something amazing.